There are some really interesting cases going on at the moment that I want to talk about, but my brain, my mind, keeps going back to the Debbie Collier case. It is baffling. One of the strangest and most bizarre cases I've seen in a long, long time. I see Amanda's boyfriend, Andrew, is doing the rounds on YouTube, commenting on loads of channels. I had him in the thumbnail of my last video saying, "All eyes on you." And I've been sussing him out the last few days, and he is a fool. He is loving the attention online, it seems. Doesn't seem to be too bothered by Debbie's passing or by the cause of her death. He's commenting on pictures of himself, being like, "Oh, that's some good looking fella there, isn't it?" And he's getting off on it. He's getting off on the attention. I bet he is absolutely loving thumbnails like this. Loves the fact that he has been called an MMA fighter. I bet he feels like he's made it, because that's how he is acting. He said he is looking for a fight in 6 months. This guy now has not fought in 4 years, by the way, and he might go pro then. That's what he's been saying to channels. If you don't know MMA or UFC or how any of that works, you don't choose to go pro. If that was the case, there'd be hundreds of thousands of young men going pro. You can earn a pro contract from a professional organisation. And Andrew thinking or saying that he is going to go pro is the ramblings of a small little deluded man. He's 27, didn't fight since he was like 23. I imagine he has the mentality of a 15-year-old boy. I've met hundreds of Andrews. I've seen firsthand the impact of people like Conor McGregor have had on young, impressionable men and boys. God keeps making the same person. It's boring. Full of himself, deluded. He's about 5 foot nothing. He's a tiny, deluded man. I don't think he did this. He wouldn't have the balls or the intelligence, to be honest. And I don't think he'd have the strength. Debbie would definitely leave some sort of marks on him, and there was no scratches or anything afterwards. To be honest, I reckon she might be able to take him. Look at him here. Look at him here with his little trophy. Bless him. Adorable. I don't think he did it, but I do think he could be helping someone out with an alibi or something like that. He's getting off on the attention on YouTube videos, so I don't want to talk about him too much. But just know that he is a teeny tiny deluded man. He's never going to make it as in the professional MMA ranks or anything close to that. Probably a bit of small man syndrome going on there as well by some of his comments. He is so small. He's so small. Go have a look. Grizzly True Crime and Giegerich, one of her subs, they worked out on a live stream that the Venmo transfer is very close to the figure that Andrew owes in court fees. I don't see it as much of a motive, to be honest. I think you would take a bit more. Like, you'd surely throw in an extra $5 for a Big Mac or 20 for petrol or something. Another YouTuber, I can't remember the girl's name now, a Canadian girl. It's a Crime is the name of the channel. She's done some good stuff also, but she's pondering about the motive or if the Venmo transfer was related to a rehab or treatment centre for Andrew. I wouldn't see this as a very strong motive either. Like, does anyone think that if you gave Andrew $3,000 right now, he's going to go down and pay those fees? Or he's going to go sign up for treatment? Not a chance. This case is baffling me. Every single theory runs into an issue, and I have the feeling that maybe perhaps there is 2 separate stories going on here. Either the Venmo is related, which makes it dodgy, or if it's not related, it makes Amanda's reaction to it very dodgy. And it is tough to get away from Amanda. We know that the police had probable cause to get a search warrant on her house 3 days after Debbie was killed. She is after coming out saying that she was cleaning the house, so she didn't see that message for about an hour. Her reactions, her behaviour, demeanour looks dodgy. She was in the house when Steve got home because she knew the key was under the blue plant. And I wonder, was anything taken from that house that Steve doesn't know about? She doesn't tell Steve about the money for a while. She calls Ellie to let them know that she doesn't know Debbie's iCloud, which makes me think maybe she does. Like, she admitted to having it at one stage, so they can easily check when was the last time Debbie changed her iCloud password, if she ever did. If Amanda is involved here, she's going to walk herself right into it. But it's all very odd, and it keeps going back to that Venmo. I have given thought to maybe it is totally unrelated. Maybe Debbie's movements in the car park was not her sending the Venmo, but actually receiving a notification for the transfer. But it just all feels too coincidental to not be related. Nothing makes sense. Every angle or theory runs into a problem. I was catching up on some of Gray Hughes' coverage of this, which was good. Gray had been on this from the very start, like he is with most cases. I didn't see them, but I think I've caught up now, bar if he did one yesterday. And Gray thought also this was a suicide at the start. I know it's mad, but in a mad case it makes the most sense. But the LE were pretty clear in the last press conference they believe it to be a murder. And Gray actually called him that day and had a conversation. He told Gray things that aren't public, and Gray posted this afterwards. And I trust Gray on this also. I don't know what the info is, but it must be something. It could be ligature marks, defensive wounds, something like that. I don't know. One thing Gray did mention, and I don't know if this was what he was told or a hypothetical situation, because I had thought that everything Debbie bought at the dollar store was found, but apparently the lighter wasn't. And that would be fairly damning. If there's a fire and you don't have a lighter, then clearly someone else was there, right? If that is true, and I don't know, I can't find it, I can't confirm it. I don't know if Gray is just using it as an example, or if that is one of the things that he was told, or if it's been said publicly. I can't find him saying that. But if that's the only thing convincing them that this isn't an unaliving, I'm not so sure. There must be more than that. But given the limited information we have, suicide to me still makes the most sense. I can't help but wonder, is there any incentive for Debbie to make this look like a murder when in fact it was unaliving? Was there an insurance policy taken out within the last 2 years? I don't think so, but Debbie locked her car door by the store. She didn't lock it when she parked by the woods. So that to me suggests when Debbie left her car by the woods, she knew she was not coming back, or someone else was driving that car. And even that scenario itself, I still have a huge problems with. Again, going back to that Venmo transfer, if Debbie knew that was the last message she was ever going to send, I think she would have also mentioned her son, that she loves him or something like that. Why was Debbie not caught on camera going back south past Tallulah Falls? She's on camera going north, but she's not on camera going south. Why did she drive the back roads to where her car was found? Where was she going? Nothing makes sense. Usually you can put dozens of theories together, but every one here, it seems, runs into issues. And I do wonder, is there two separate stories that we're trying to merge together? I wonder, is there something that we're talking about as a fact that may not be true? Like, did Debbie even send that Venmo? We know they haven't confirmed yet what device that came from. And I know people were mad praising the law enforcement, but I'm a bit sceptical about them. The boring part of that press conference, the end, there seemed to be some jostling for positions. Two people seemed very eager to get the last word in, defending their boss. The female local reporter, who definitely knows more than us, seems a bit sceptical about them. Just the way they left the crime scene. Like, you can still go to the woods and find pieces of Debbie's clothing today. You can see some of the rolls she bought. Fox News found a bullet. I think that's unrelated. But it just goes to show, if they're going off not finding a lighter, I'm not sure I trust they did a good enough job cleaning, and perhaps that is still out there somewhere. I don't think that's the case though. I think there must be surely a good reason why they've pretty much ruled out suicide. But that's still the place that I keep getting dragged back to when you go looking at theories in this case. It's the same with the detective giving Gray Hughes information. Unless the detective knew Gray Hughes before he called, or knew of him, or had some sort of an idea, I think it was pretty naive to give him information like that, because not Gray, but we all know there's plenty of other YouTubers who would have recorded that call and blasting her out there for views and clicks. Just a bit naive, I think. It looks like phone evidence data will be huge and probably crack this case. The FBI have been called in a few days ago. I believe they'll be able to get a push on by giving resources to phone company to get this stuff back a bit faster. Like, can any of you make sense of it? Can anyone give me a plausible scenario that does not run into a brick wall? Really interested in the comments here. Is there something obvious that I'm missing? Has anyone at all come up with a theory that can't be shot down in 2 minutes? Maybe the small deluded man is involved somehow. I doubt it though. Let me know what you think. Good luck. God bless. I hope you have a good day.
I think it helps if I just